Today on Karamo.
Have you ever been to his house?
I have once.
So you've been to his house as many times as you've been to the Karamo show?
Right.
It's one couple dealing with a countless number of questions.
Do you trust her?
No.
Oh.
Will unlocking both of their phones save this couple?
These are photos of her naked.
Or cause the end of this relationship?
You gotta make a choice. Do you want to stay in this relationship?
Plus, it's a teen girl who got pregnant at just 14 years old.
It's just like...
And dealing with the fact her father says he's embarrassed.
Do you feel like you failed her?
She's my oldest and she's sitting here a single mom.
Can Jeffery be the father his teen daughter needs?
I'm just frustrated.
She's a teenage girl who just had a baby.
Or will she have to accept he can't?
My guest, Joneisha, has been with her boyfriend, Ron, for just a few months, but she fears she's in love with a pathological liar who has been gaslighting her. She wants us to unlock his phone and finally find out the truth. So everyone, please welcome Joneisha to the show. Have a hug. Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
You look so pretty.
I appreciate you.
Come
Thank
on,
you.
inches. I like it. I see
Thank
it.
you.
All right. Question for you. Why do you think your man is a pathological liar?
Well, first of all, he's very sketchy with his phone. He's very sketchy with his phone. Like, I feel nobody texts or call him, not even 24 hours in a day. I think that's a huge problem to me.
No one?
Like, not a single soul.
Is he an introvert?
He's social.
He's social.
Like,
okay, so because the only reason I
social.
asked if he's an introvert, because if he's an introvert, then I can see why people, but if you're saying he's social, that could be a
social.
little bit weird.
Right,
Okay, and you said he disappears too?
He definitely disappears, and that's, like, I don't like that.
Oh, where does he disappear to?
I have no idea. That's what I want to find out.
Okay. So what happened at Christmas time?
Okay, Christmas time. He stayed the night with me Christmas Eve, got up Christmas morning. And I have no family where I stay, so I was expecting to spend Christmas with him, maybe his family. You know, I took him home, came home to get dressed. Couple hours in, started texting and calling him. Haven't heard from him at all Christmas Day up until 9 at night, 10 at night. I finally get a text message after I text him a couple paragraphs. Definitely gonna do that. And he instantly blew up on me. It's like, I don't care about nothing you talking about. Somebody put their hands on my child. I went to see about it, and I just got out of the back of a police car. So I'm like, okay, you know, I text him back, you know, instead of blowing up on me, you don't talk to me. You don't communicate a lot. So you didn't tell me that. Instead, you just blew up on me. So, you know, of course I text him back, trying to be considerate.
But don't think I didn't catch what you said before. Before we get to you being considerate, you said, I sent paragraphs. Yeah, I do that. What you said in the paragraphs?
About him.
You saw she slid that in there.
Right.
She's like, yeah, he didn't communicate at all. He didn't communicate. He didn't say that.
But it was a couple messages before the paragraph about, like, why you not text me back,
Okay.
you're not answering the phone.
But what the paragraph say?
The paragraph was pretty much me like, you know, why you not texting me, and you always disappear, you never text me back, and I was supposed to come over there with you, I still haven't heard from you.
Okay.
It wasn't nothing like, oh, I know you with a female, it wasn't nothing like that.
Okay, I believe you. Okay, I believe you. I believe you. Because at first I was like, until you said like it wasn't those things. Okay,
No,
got it.
wasn't.
Okay, got it. Understandably. But I can understand your concern. It's Christmas Day, and you're trying to communicate. You're trying to figure out. You find out that he's safe, but you're still in arguments. But I can understand why he might be frustrated. But now what happened on New Year's?
So New Year's Day, we actually had plans on spending New Year's with each other. He stayed the night with me New Year's Eve. When he went home, he stayed with his mom for 3 days. And the day he came back to me, we got into an argument. He said that his mom felt some type of way about him being around me.
Why?
Because she was sick.
How long y'all been together?
We've been knowing each other for a little bit over a year, but we've probably been together for about 2 months.
1 year and 2 months. And hold on, so were these months December and January? What?
December and January.
Okay. This is now. This is like,
Pretty much.
you dealing with it.
I'm 26, I want to settle down. So I kind of decided to put some of my feelings to the side to make somebody else happy, even if it come with a lot of arguments. Because everybody gonna argue, and I'd rather deal with it and try to get past it. If not, then it really wasn't worth it.
Okay, got it. So what reasons does he give you for backing out of like the dinner?
It's honestly the same reason. It's or the same two reasons. It's either him being with his mom or him being out and he passed out drunk.
Okay. And again, I got to hear his side to all this, so I'm not taking sides yet. Did you ever feel like maybe there could be somebody else?
I really do. I hate to say it, but I do. I definitely think it is. Can't really pinpoint where she would come from or how would she come about, but I definitely think it is.
Because if y'all were together for y'all been together for 2 months, but you said you've known each other for a year. When y'all were friends, just knowing each other, did he exhibit this behavior?
Not at all.
Okay. So why do you think things have changed now?
I feel like it's me wanting to be around him more. I feel like that's a huge problem because I like to be up under him. Like when I get off work, before I go to work, I want to wake up with you. When I go to work, I want you to be back at my house before I get off. Like open the door for me.
Yeah.
And I think it's part of my clinginess, maybe.
Got it. Do you think that he's lying about where he lives?
Is Joneisha's new boyfriend actually in a relationship with someone else?
Have you ever been to his house?
I have once.
So you've been to his house as many times as you've been to the Karamo show?
Right.
Or is she just ruining her own relationship?
So how are you feeling about everything that I just said?
Not good at all.
The answers will be unlocked today.
My guest, Joneisha, has been with her boyfriend, Ron, for just a few months, but she fears she's in love with a pathological liar who has been gaslighting her. She wants us to unlock his phone and finally find out the truth.
Well, first of all, he's very sketchy with his phone.
You said he disappears too?
He definitely disappears, and that's like, I don't like that.
How long have you been together?
2 months.
This is now. This is like
Pretty much.
you dealing with it. Okay. Did you ever feel like maybe there could be somebody else?
I really do.
Do you think that he's lying about where he lives?
I don't think he's lying about where he lives. I feel like he's lying more about maybe who he with. Maybe he's in a relationship with somebody that
Have you ever been to his house?
I have once.
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 In 2 months.
Yep.
So you've been to his house as many times as you've been to the Karamo show?
Right.
You know that math ain't mathin', right?
It's not.
Okay, just want to make sure. So what happened recently that made y'all break up?
I went to his house to pick him up. I was on my phone scrolling through Snapchat, and he snatched the door open. I don't know why or what, but it made me, I want to say, paranoid, and I swiped out of Snapchat really fast. He got in the car. The first thing he said was, "You didn't have to delete it." I said, "I didn't delete nothing." And he went on, "Yes, you did. Yes, you did." And I just kind of ignored it. When I told him, like, you know, you got the password to my phone, and he was like, "Well, I don't want to go through your phone," because he felt like I could have had time to delete it after I made it home.
Have you given him a reason to not trust you?
Not at all. Not one time.
Why you smile when you said that?
Because I'm 100% sure.
Okay.
I haven't.
If we find something in his phone today, would you leave him?
I would not. I won't. I won't.
So you just gonna sit here in my face and say you're gonna be toxic?
No, I'm not gonna be
toxic. You
toxic.
ain't never seen the show? You just sit here in my face and gonna be like, I watch what you do, and if he do something, I'm gonna stay?
No, I honestly feel like the reason why I say I would stay is because, like I said, I've been in relationships and I left men for cheating. I don't want to leave because that's another person that's got to learn me. That's another person that's got to figure out how I am or how I'm feeling. So I feel like if I stay with him, I'm willing to let him get through his phase, and hopefully he'll come to realize what type of female I am. He'll stop.
Where did you learn that from?
I learned that with myself because every time a man cheated, I was, oh, I'm up and done. And then I have to make myself lose feelings for him. I had to think to myself, like, maybe it'll work, you know, just deal with it for a time, because I never went through his phone and found anything. So
I want to make sure, because I like to be able to mimic back what people say to me so that they can hear it. That's part of my job here, is being a mirror.
Okay.
What you just said to me is that a relationship with someone else is more important than a relationship with yourself. It hits different when you hear that out loud, right? Yeah. Because I understand the frustration. It's something that is part of dating, of like wanting to find somebody, and the frustration of being like, well, I have to have somebody new to learn me. But to sit here and say that I'm actively going to put myself last, that's a self-worth and self-esteem issue. And I know we're here to get to the core of this relationship, but I need you to hear that and process that and receive that. And this is not about him, because I don't know what he's done. I've never heard his side. But what I'm hearing here is a lot about who you are as a woman and how I can try to maybe support you and give you just a little bit of knowledge. Well, listen, everyone. I think it's time we hear Ron's side of the story. So welcome, Ron, to the show. Hey, Ron.
How you doing, Ron?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you, too.
These pants are dope.
Thank you.
So how you feeling about everything that just said?
Not good at all.
Okay. Why? What about the house? Because she said it feels like it has some feminine touches to it.
It's one couple dealing with a countless number of questions.
You trust her?
No.
Oh.
The answers will be unlocked today.
I think it's time to unlock these phones to get to the truth of this relationship.
And you won't believe what happens.
You are the five. Get off my stage.
I don't think he's lying about where he lives. I feel like he's lying more about maybe who he with.
If we find something in his phone today, would you leave him?
I would not. I've been in relationships and I left men for cheating. I don't want to leave because that's another person that's got to learn me.
Well, listen, everyone. I think it's time we hear Ron's side of the story. So how are you feeling about everything that just said?
Not good at all.
Okay. Why?
The whole situation, I feel like it's a lie.
Okay.
About the phone, the hiding, the sneaking situation. When we first got into a relationship, I told her, you're more than welcome to put your face on my phone to have it unlocked. All this is just, it's making me seem like I'm the bad guy when it's not. I don't have time to deal with other women. I'm dealing with my mother, she's sick. So if it's a problem with me making time for you and my mother, then maybe it's not meant for us to be there.
Makes sense.
Every time I have any free time, I got people that's calling me, hey, let's go to the studio, let's go do this, let's go do that. I understand it'd be late, 12, 1 o'clock, but I have to make sure my mother is straight first. My mother I moved my mother with me because she just got out of the hospital, so I'm watching over her myself.
Okay.
I have 2 sisters and a brother that passed away. I'm trying to make my mom happy, including with her. So it's a mix-up of time. There's multiple times I done left the house at night when my mother is hurting because it's long text messages that she's sending me about that. So I'm like, okay, she's a good woman, but my mom's gonna come first.
Of course. So have you been lying to her about your whereabouts? Because that's
Not
one of the
at all.
things. No lying about it.
Not at all.
Uh-huh.
Why have I only been to your house once?
You don't ask to come in. You more than welcome to come in. The first time you asked me to come in, and when the time you came in, did I deny it or not?
You didn't, but that was...
I told you can come straight in, right?
Right.
And I told you before multiple times, a closed mouth, I don't know what, I can't read minds.
So the day I asked to come over for Christmas...
What happened? This
I
day
didn't
I asked
come
you to
because
have
you
him come for
disappeared.
Christmas because I found that if someone put their hands on my child, so I'm gonna handle that business first. I can't communicate and text you back if I'm in the back of a cop car and they have my phone. How can I text you back? But did I not tell you what was going on?
But you instantly blew up instead of telling me what happened.
Because if I get my phone back and I'm reading so many text messages, it's accusing me of doing something, saying this and saying that, and I get out of a situation that has something to do with my only child, of course I'm gonna be pissed off. And if you understand the situation after I told you, you kept going on about the for what reason?
Do you trust her?
No.
Oh. You don't trust her. Why don't you trust her?
Because of the Snapchat situation.
Got it, because she closed it out when you get in the phone.
I could tell you the whole story, what happened.
Please tell me.
Before I even come out, I guess she didn't hear me come out the house, so I'm at the car door for a minute.
He said he stood at the
So
car door
when I
for
open it,
5 minutes watching
everybody
me on
has
my
a
phone.
Snapchat. When you open the Snapchat, you know how the screen look when you're deleting a message. It has 3 different options: permanently delete, and all of that.
Yeah.
So when I seen her doing that, boom, I opened the door. The phone switched from Snapchat to the home screen, then lock. Then the phone goes down. So I'm thinking in my head, okay, cool. What's going on with this? We had a whole conversation about it in the bed, talking about it. So I'm like, hey, do you want to talk about it? Because I understand we quiet in the bed. She turned this way, I'm turned this way. So she said, yeah, it was a dude. She was texting. So.
Oh, you said that.
So hold on, Karamo, hold on, hold on. Hold up. So after that, I'm like, so you just made this whole commotion when it could have been ended from the beginning. I'm a person about truth.
Wow. Oh my God.
It's like, I'm a person about truth. You the whole conversation, it could have been deaded. Oh no, I told you it was just a man just to dead the conversation and dead diffuse the situation.
Right, so I'm gonna cut him off. I'm sorry for cutting you off. But this conversation, this argument went on for over an hour.
So if
after,
that's not what happened, what was the whole
30,
point of you
45
telling
minutes
me
going
that
into the conversation,
it was a man,
yes, I
and then
admit
the
it, because he
next
was like,
day it comes, it's not
just tell me the truth. Just tell me what you, just
I
tell me
never
what's right in the
understand why
man.
people think when there's a problem with trust, why they think confirming that person's fears is going to help build the trust. Like, if y'all having a problem with communication and trust, why would you even say, I know you're aggravated, but there's so many other ways to react. Walk away, don't do it. But like, to confirm the fear and say, I'm with a man, that's why y'all here. You know what I mean?
But then again, when we had the conversation, why would you do that?
Well, listen, I think it's time to unlock these phones to get to the truth of this relationship. First, we're gonna unlock Ron. First, Ron, we're gonna unlock your phone to get your results. Are you ready for this?
Go ahead.
Okay. Joneisha, you want to know if Ron has any explicit text on his phone. Ron says he does not. My Unlock the Phone investigator searched his text and found that Ron is not telling the truth. He has 99 texts with 3 different females in January.
In January?
January.
About?
They're explicit.
January?
Joneisha, you want to know if Ron has any unknown GPS location on his phone. Ron says he does not. My Unlock the Phone investigator searched his GPS and found that Ron is not telling the truth. My Unlock the Phone investigator searched his GPS and found that he had 5 different addresses deleted from his Uber app.
Everywhere you tell me, it's only 2 same places.
So where I been at then?
It's supposed to be either the hospital, at your house, so where else you be?
You tell me, that's why I know.
Oh, man. I don't know what you do.
Okay.
I don't know.
You also want to know, Joneisha, want to know if Ron has been corresponding with any female in apps on his phone. Ron says he is not. My Unlock the Phone investigator searched his apps and found that
The whole truth is about to be unlocked.
Let's unlock your phone now.
Will getting everything out in the open save this couple
These are photos of her naked.
or cause the end of this relationship?
You got to make a choice. Do you want to stay in this relationship?
Stay tuned.
Whole situation, I feel like it's a lie.
Okay.
About the phone, the hiding, the sneaking situation. When we first got into a relationship, I told her, you're more than welcome to put your face on my phone to have it unlocked. All this is just, it's making me seem like I'm the bad guy when it's not. That maybe it's not meant for us to be there.
So have you been lying to her about your whereabouts? Because that's
Not
one
at
thing.
all.
Well, listen, I think it's time to unlock these phones. Joneisha, you want to know if Ron has any explicit text on his phone. He has 99 texts with 3 different females. My Unlock the Phone investigator searched his GPS and found that he had 5 different addresses deleted. Joneisha want to know if Ron has been corresponding with any female in apps on his phone. Ron says he is not. My Unlock the Phone investigator searched his apps and found that he's actually telling the truth on that. We searched his apps and found that he had 0 messages with any females. However, Ron claimed to Joneisha and producers that he does not have Snapchat, and our investigators found that him active on Snapchat as of yesterday.
You lied. I know you. I
As
know.
yesterday on Snapchat, yeah.
Yes.
It was a video.
Okay. But I will tell you this, he was only receiving messages from this female from yesterday and not responding to
Never.
them. So, but okay, Ron, you also want us to unlock Joneisha's phone. Let's unlock your phone now. Ron, you want to know if Joneisha has any text on her phone with other men. Joneisha says she does not. My Unlock the Phone investigator searched her text and found that Joneisha is telling the truth.
I tell you that all the time.
And you just told me a whole nother lie last night.
Okay.
All right, so Ron wants to know if Joneisha has any dating apps on her phone. Joneisha says she does not. My Unlock the Phone investigator searched her apps and found that Joneisha is not telling the truth. My Unlock the Phone investigator searched her apps and found that she was active on Fling on December 26th, the day after Christmas.
The day she told me she deleted it. Well, no, she told me she deleted it way before that, before we even got together.
Okay. Ron, you want to know if Joneisha has any explicit photos on her phone? Joneisha says she does not. My Unlock the Phone investigators searched through her photos and found that she is not telling the truth. My Unlock the Phone investigators searched her photos and found that she had 3 photos on her phone. It was unclear. These are photos of her naked, and it's unclear if who she sent them to. We couldn't find that.
I don't got them. I definitely don't got them. Not one.
So she's never sent you explicit photos?
Never.
I honestly, I take photos for myself. If it's pictures, I just...
These are the photos that we found of her on her phone.
Can I see these?
You can.
Not one of them to me.
What you saying?
No, I did not see them. You're not going to tell me nothing I seen just like you already.
I never
There's
sent
no
them
point
to
in seeing
you.
them now. I should have got them.
Okay, you're right.
If you taking pictures, who take pictures just for the...
I just like to see myself. I mean, I like to see myself. I really do.
It just don't sound believable.
This is my thing. It sounds like you're going through a lot right now.
Correct.
It sounds like, dealing with your family and also trying to figure out how to manage your life has been a lot. And for it to be 2 months, whether y'all knew each other for a year beforehand or however long, for y'all to be in a committed relationship for 2 months and y'all have to be doing all of this where you have to put her face on your phone to unlock your phone, where you have to be checking, where you're getting long texts, where you're wondering where he's at in locations, that's just way too much. Way too much. And let me be very real. Just because you want to settle down doesn't mean you're supposed to settle. And it seems right now like y'all are settling. It's like y'all are settling. And because I don't know if you think this is a healthy relationship, but if this is what you're settling for, I got to be the one to tell you that you're settling for unhealthy. It's 2 months in. What do you think is going to happen 4 months in, 6 months in, when emotions get deeper and deeper?
Worse and worse it's going to get.
Do you want to be putting up with this while you're dealing with the stress of your mother?
A lot of people don't know I cry every night.
I believe it.
I ain't had my father.
Yeah.
My pop's been locked up since I was 4. He got home last November, and I told her this. 26 years later, not seeing my pops.
Yeah.
So I told her that. It's like that. It didn't matter. It was still the accusations and all of this stuff. So I'm steady trying to balance with so much stuff and steady trying to balance with her, but I'm steady getting accused of stuff that.
Yeah.
It's.
I'm sorry for that. Thank you, first of all, for sharing. I'm sorry. You got to make a choice because she said she's going to stay in this. But sometimes for us, we have to realize one less thing on that plate is going to be one less thing that's going to allow me to start to process all the stuff that's going through. So my advice to you is, since we already know she's not going to make that choice, you got to do what you got to do for yourself. You have to heal your heart before you give your heart away. So my question to you is do you want to stay in this relationship?
If I can't get the support that I need as far as I can and keep getting accused, no.
I don't think things will change because y'all are already in a cycle in 2 months. So remember what you said right here, and remember what you deserve and and where you need to be in your relationship, okay?
I got you.
And I wish you the best of luck. If you need any help talking about any of those things, I'm here if you need to talk, okay?
Thank you.
I wish y'all both the best of luck, all right, sincerely. Everyone, stay with us, friends. We'll be right back with more.
It's a teen girl who got pregnant at just 14 years old.
It's just like...
And dealing with the fact her father says he's embarrassed.
That's really where my trust for my dad, broke.
I'm just frustrated.
She's a teenage girl who just had a baby.
Stay tuned.
You are the five. Get off my stage.
My guest Jeffrey stepped up to be a single father when his daughter was born. But when she became pregnant at 14 years old, he felt lost and embarrassed. Take a look at what he had to say.
My 17-year-old daughter, Jamyah, called your show for help. We definitely been having problems here lately. My daughter got pregnant and had a child at 14, and That was pretty embarrassing as a father. I always felt that a girl who had her father in her life wouldn't end up a teen mom. It made me feel like a failure because obviously I'm not doing something right for her to feel like she needs to go out and get that type of attention. When she was growing up, my daughter, she was like my best friend. You know, she was like a little me, laugh about the same things, we could talk about the same things. Out of all my children, she knew me the best. I don't know if we can ever get that relationship back. My daughter, she started running away when she was 12, 13 years old. It was hard to keep up with her. And my grandmother was her only real female figure for most of her life. Her mother wasn't the most stable, so my grandmother picked up where she kind of fell short. It was like overnight when she turned into a teenager. It was just like a flip of a switch about her behaviors, you know. I always assumed that when they got older, things would get easier. I have a hard time trying to figure out if I should treat her like my child or the mother that she is. I never thought I would have to say that about my daughter. After feeling ashamed because of my daughter's pregnancy, I forgave her, and when she gave birth to my granddaughter, I allowed them back into my house. We live in the same house, but we have a very distant relationship. She's her own woman, so to speak, as a mother, but at the same time, she still acts like a child. She made growing up decisions, so now it's time for her to stand on that. She needs to stand on parenthood right now.
Everyone, we'll meet Jeffery shortly, but let's hear his daughter's side of the story first. So everyone, please welcome Jamyah to the show. Jamyah, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
So first of all, I want to make sure that everyone at home knows, and everyone here, you're 17 years old.
Yes.
So this takes a lot of bravery and courage for you, first of all, to be here and to trust me to help you have a conversation with your father. So thank you.
Thank you.
How do you feel about hearing what your dad just said in the clip?
Honestly, it hurts, but it hurts really bad, honestly, to hear that my dad's embarrassed of me, because I always felt like he was, but I never had the confirmation till now.
So did your dad raise you alone?
No, he didn't. My
Okay.
grandma, she raised me ever since I was a baby up till I was 12 when she passed away.
Oh, got it. And so when your grandmother passed away at 12, what was the relationship like then with you and your father?
I really feel like it switched because around the time my grandma passed away, she was still in the hospital, and I was like, is grandma okay? Like, is she gonna come home? And he was like, yeah, she's okay. And I'm scrolling through Instagram, and I'm looking at stories, and a relative posted my grandma saying, R.I.P. R.I.P. It's just like,
I got it.
I had to find out from social media that my grandma was gone.
Yeah, okay, I understand.
And I'm trying not to, like, it's like, that's really where my trust for my dad broke.
With your mother, was she in your life?
She's there, but she's not. It's like, my mom, she goes through her own personal stuff. I feel like she couldn't really be there for me, like how I needed her, but really, I was a daddy's girl, so I more so wanted to be with my dad anyway.
Oh, yeah.
I really felt like I didn't really ever have, like, stability, like, growing up.
Well, so you got pregnant at 14?
Yes.
And how did your dad react?
I don't know. I didn't tell him. My grandma told him.
Got it. And how did your life change when you had your daughter?
Well, she made me a better person. Like, my dad, my dad's saying, like, he makes me stand on business, but I feel like I stand on business by myself.
Well, listen, I appreciate you telling me your side of the story, but I also want to hear from your father.
Right.
So everyone, please welcome Jamyah's father, Jeffery, to the show. Hey, Jeffery, thanks for being here.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. How do you feel about what your daughter's been saying?
I feel like you should be more considerate about me working multiple jobs. If I'm working at a psychiatric hospital overnight and then going and doing case management in that morning, and you telling me that you texting my phone about groceries when you're really supposed to be in school at that time, to me, that's frustrating. It's like, you could be more concerned about my day, what I'm going through. Because I had all the plans in the world to buy groceries that day when I got off, to buy something for you and my granddaughter. But I feel like the kids today, including you, y'all have too much access to your parents. You get to text my phone while I'm at work. I didn't get to do that with my grandparent.
Got a question for you. How did you react when you found out she was pregnant?
Yeah, I mean, I was hurt. It was there because there was a pregnancy scare before. And to get past that, and then to find out that she was pregnant officially, that was embarrassing. That hurt. It was like, if you got a whole active father in your life, and that's how you do, like.
You see that, I remember when you told me it's better to have a fully absent father than a half-stepping father.
Do you feel like you failed her?
She's my oldest, and she's sitting here, single mom.
It's a father dealing with the fact his teen daughter had a baby.
I know your daughter didn't use protection, but she still needs your protection.
And then, don't miss what her mother thinks about this whole situation.
My daughter got pregnant and had a child at 14, and that was pretty embarrassing as a father. I always felt that a girl who had her father in her life wouldn't end up a teen mom. It made me feel like a failure. My daughter, she was like my best friend. I don't know if we can ever get that relationship back. And my grandmother was her only real female figure for most of her life. She's her own woman, so to speak, as a mother. But at the same time, she still acts like a child.
It hurts really bad, honestly, to hear that my dad's embarrassed of me.
And so when your grandmother passed away at 12, what was the relationship like then with you and your father?
I had to find out from social media that my grandma was gone. That's really where my trust for my dad broke. I remember when you told me it's better to have a fully absent father than a half-stepping father.
Do you feel like your father's half-stepping?
Yes, I feel like you provide a house for me. You do, and there is food for the most part. But I still need you in other aspects. I don't just need you to.
Do you feel like you failed her as a father? Do you feel like that?
Well, on the time when my grandmother passed, definitely. I wasn't there. I was real selfish because that was my grandmother. I didn't know how to tell my daughter that, you know, she was on life support. It was never in my heart, or really in my thought process, to think that I was gonna let my grandmama go. Like, I could never pull the plug, so to speak. And so things was kind of simmering with. I felt like my daughter's behavior at that time. She was running away still. She was kind of being unruly at that time. And so I didn't know how to give her that information that I had about how big of a situation it was with my grandmother.
That makes sense. What does it feel like hearing your father say that?
Honestly, I don't get it. Like, I feel like a parent should always be upfront with their child, no matter like how it's gonna hurt. Cause I already seen her on life support before she passed away. Like, I was already there. Like, we was in the hospital with her. So if she was gone, like, I feel like you shouldn't have said she's okay. You should have been like, at least said, Jamyah, I'm sorry, but grandma passed away. Like, you could have sat me down.
You as my oldest though, where does your heart come in for your father?
I have a lot of heart for you. A lot. I feel like I'm very considerate. How do you think I'm supposed to process
that woman? You know what she meant
to
me too.
But Dad, I was 12. How am I supposed to think like that?
Why are you shaking your head?
Because she's 12, she's my oldest, and she's sitting here, single mom. You know, there's certain things, there's certain expectations. I tell my daughter, I say, you know, you have to figure out your identity in this family. Like,
got it. How do you feel about your father saying that he has to have those expectations?
It hurts because, like, I got expectations for you, too. Like, I feel like we both have expectations for each other. And it's like, your expectations for me is so high, like, so high. But I feel like I don't even really expect that much from you. Like, I just really be wanting a conversation from you half the time.
Do you feel like you have conversation with her?
Yes.
You do? Or why do you think she doesn't feel that way?
It's probably not as it was back in the day. Like, when she was little, I mean, that was my buddy, that was my road dog. Like, I remember us sitting in the car, listening to music, dancing. You know, we got a similar sense of humor. I remember her laughing and hearing, you know, little pieces of my laugh and her laugh, and it was like, you know.
Yeah. I'm getting a ping right now. Before the show, Jamyah's mom, Vanessa, wrote her a letter that she wanted me to listen to.
How will everyone react to what Jamyah's mother has to say?
Trust has been broken. She doesn't know if her mom's gonna be there. And now she feels like she can't even talk to you anymore.
Can Jeffery be the father his teen daughter needs?
I'm just frustrated.
She's a teenage girl who just had a baby.
Or will she have to accept he can't?
Do you feel like you failed her?
Definitely. I wasn't there. There's certain expectations. I tell my daughter, I said, you know, you have to figure out your identity in this family. Like,
how do you feel about your father saying that he has to have those expectations?
It hurts because, like, I got expectations for you, too.
I'm getting a ping right now. Before the show, Jamyah's mom, Vanessa, wrote her a letter that she wanted me to listen to.
Jamyah, I want to apologize for not being the mother you needed and you deserved. If I could do things differently, I would. I would forever be grateful to your father for stepping up and raising you. Not a lot of men would do that, and I know he has done the best he can. I hope you can mend your relationship with him. I don't want you to lose the first man who showed you love, your #1 protector. I love you so much, Mama.
Have you ever heard your mother apologize before like that?
My mom, like, if she feels like she's wrong, like, or if I tell her how I feel, yeah, she'll apologize. But most of the time, like, I'll just keep everything in because, like, I value my parents. I don't want to hurt their feelings. Like, I don't want them to feel like they're not doing anything right. Like, I do hold in a lot, so I don't hurt my parents' feelings. Mm-hmm. I do.
I noticed you rolled your eyes a little bit when she was saying that. What was your thoughts in your head?
I do care about my daughter. I do want what's best for you, and I do expect more from you. I want you to be an example. And that type of thing that was printed in my head when you went and had a baby was ruptured. That was hurt. I mean, I'm standing on business. Like, my granddaughter lives with me, and my daughter lives with me. I'm hurt, but we're still going through it.
Yeah, like, yeah.
Hold on. I gotta say something for you because this is the thing. I know your daughter didn't use protection, but she still needs your protection. She still needs your attention as well. And I hear you when you're saying you're embarrassed. I'm hearing when you say these things. I gotta be very honest with you. There's a lot of you that I see in myself. And I also understand that feeling of like, I am so overwhelmed trying to work, trying to do every single thing. I'm busting my ass. I'm trying to save every dollar. And I just get frustrated because I used to have this issue with my sons. I used to come home and one day I realized that I don't give them the same patience that I gave the rest of the world. And I'm not saying that you don't make her a priority because I understand. You said you stand on business, and I see what you're trying to do. You see what you're doing. You're saying, like, I still got my daughter in the house. I get where you're coming from. I really do. I'm hearing your 17-year-old daughter tell me that at 12, she started to lose. She lost her great-grandmother who was close to her. Yeah, I know you were grieving, but she doesn't even know how to process that. Imagine if you're at, how old were you at the time, 34, 35?
34.
If you're 34, 30, somewhere around there. Mm-hmm. If you're in your 30s and you couldn't process it, how is she supposed to process it? She's already had a household where trust has been broken. She doesn't know if her mom's going to be there. And now she feels like she can't even talk to you anymore. Please tell me what you feel about what I just said.
Jamyah, you have to know sincerely that I love you. And my expectations of you is because I know what you're capable of.
I definitely am going to send you for some father-daughter parenting classes.
Do you feel like a father's love is conditional?
Yeah, it shouldn't be, though. Because I think one of the things as parents, what we do is we love to love our kids when they're at their best, but then we don't know how to love them when they're at their worst. And that's just the truth. I want you to remember, she's a teenage girl who just had a baby. Hormones already on fleek with being a girl, then on. Yes, she's going to have to learn how to manage them, but that's the job as a parent. When she's disrespectful, it's not because she just wants to wake up and disrespect you. It's because something else is going on in their mind. When she's 17 years old, doesn't know if she's going to be stable, just had a mom who had to apologize for not being a mom. There's stuff going on. And I know you want her to be perfect, but she's a human. Can you give your daughter a hug? You were heard, and you were brave, and you were strong, and hopefully you know how impressed we all are with you. Okay?
Thank y'all.
Let me tell you, one thing you should never be is embarrassed by this little girl. This young woman has a bright future, okay? Yeah. Just please be there to be patient with your daughter and to listen to her and just have a conversation, all right? I wish you the best of luck. I wish both of you the best of luck.
Thank you.
Everyone, thanks for being with us. Make sure to come back next time, friends, so we can keep talking and we can keep growing. I love you all.